J.J. Watt. Pass is caught. Diggs! Side he broke his ankles. Lightning strike from McCaffrey.
We're having fun. We get to have fun here. This is what it's all about.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into episode 62 of the Swank Tank. It is Thursday morning, August 27th. Preseason week 3 is here. Deshaun Watson has spoken to the media about so many different things. I have my 12-man PPR first-round mock draft for you. So, hypothetically giving you my 1 through 12 if you're drafting in a PPR league, how I think those first 12 picks should go. We have training camp news and updates as well. It's an action-packed jam show. We're 2 weeks away from the regular season beginning. We have scheduling news. We have it all here on episode 62 of the Swank Tank. We got updated graphics. We got more updated graphics coming your way. We got so many great things in the works. And I'm so glad you're here for it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in to the Swank Tank. If you're not already, please make sure and go and follow on all these socials at the Swank Tank. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. If you're listening there, go hit that 5-star review and go hit the follow button. YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Over 500 subscribers on YouTube, getting closer and closer to 1.2K on Instagram, around 5.5K, I believe, on TikTok now. So, love all the support there. As much support as we can get as the season is right around the corner, quite literally. Just so blessed for it all. We are ramping it up. We are ready to go. Without further ado, let's get into some big-time scheduling news about how week 1's going to go here at the show. Our schedule kind of moving forward for the rest of the year. And then we'll dive into Deshaun Watson and so much more. Let's go. All right, major scheduling alert. Next week, we'll have a normal Thursday morning episode, but September 8th, Tuesday, the morning of September 8th, will be the first regular season game predictions, right? So let me restate, in case you did not hear it, because the regular season is here basically upon us. It's right around the corner, but it's here. Tuesday morning, September 8th, I will have the Patriots versus Seahawks and 49ers versus Rams full predictions and breakdown podcast and video out for you to enjoy. So Tuesday morning, September 8th, we'll have Pats versus Seahawks breakdown. We'll have 49ers versus Rams breakdown, predictions. We'll have our DFS picks for those games, breaking down the first Wednesday night and Thursday night game, first 2 regular season games of the season. So Tuesday morning, September 8th, don't want to miss that episode, our first regular season episode. We're back to 2 episodes a week at that point. So after Tuesday, September 8th, we go to Thursday night, September 10th. That is after the Rams 49ers game. We'll drop the full week 1 episode where we break down the rest of the week 1 slate, full DFS picks, predictions. We talk about all the games. We break them down in depth, all of it. You do not want to miss either of those, and they're coming up right around the corner. So if you're not tapped in already on all the socials that we talked about just a few minutes ago, make sure to go and tap in on the socials. I promise you this is content you don't want to miss. Updated graphics, DFS picks week after week after week on FanDuel, fantasy talk, game breakdowns and analysis, predictions, the whole works. The whole works, people, and more. Alongside that, regular schedule here for September 3rd. So the morning of Thursday, September 3rd, as we do every Thursday morning, we'll have out my full season prediction episode. That is also one you don't want to miss. Had to plug the regular season in there first, though. So full schedule, and then we'll move on. Thursday morning, September 3rd, full 2026 prediction episode. I'm giving you, you already know my division winners, but I'm giving you my playoff seedings 1 through 7 for each conference, how I think the playoffs will play out, my Super Bowl winner, my MVP, all that good stuff. Thursday morning, September 3rd. Then Tuesday morning, September 8th, Patriots for Seahawks breakdown and analysis, along with 49ers and Rams in Australia analysis as well. Game picks, predictions, DFS picks for those games as well. Then the night of September 10th, that is Thursday, September 10th, after the Rams and 49ers game, will be the full breakdown and analysis and picks and more for week 1 of the NFL season. So the 3rd, the 8th, the 10th. Then from there, since it's a weird week 1, since we kick off on a Wednesday and we have a Thursday game in Australia, from there we'll be back to Monday mornings and Thursday mornings. So after the 8th and the 10th, our schedule will move to as normal. It will be the 14th of September, then the 17th of September, and so on and so forth on Monday mornings and Thursday mornings. It's here. It is here. The schedule is here. The regular season is right here. You can taste it. You can smell it. That's our schedule. Can't wait to see you there. Continue to stay tapped in. All right. Enough about the schedule. You know it already. I've repeated it several times. Let's go. Let's go talk about Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson has been named the Browns' starting quarterback for the 2026 NFL season, at least for week 1. Newly acquired head coach Todd Monken, coming over from the Ravens, has named Deshaun the starter in Cleveland. Let's break this whole thing down. Okay, let's cover the backstory. Let's cover the trade, right? How many picks? What's the contract looking like? Then let's move forward with how he's done since his time in Cleveland. Then let's move forward with the effect and the outcome that I'm expecting from the naming of Deshaun Watson as the starting quarterback in Cleveland. Trade happened March 18th, 2022. We all remember this trade. Absolute blockbuster of a trade. Deshaun Watson leaving Houston and going to Cleveland. Houston got a 2022 first-round pick, a 2022 fourth-round pick, a 2023 first-round pick, a 2023 third-round pick, a 2024 first-round pick, and the 2024 fourth-round pick. So that is 3 first-round picks, a third, and 2 fourths. I'm not here to break down the trade from 4 years ago, but even if Deshaun Watson was a Pro Bowler, Shedeur Sanders supposedly took that spot, the Texans still would have won this trade with what they've done over the past 4 years, compared to the Browns especially. Cleveland got Watson in a 2024 sixth-round pick. That was the trade. We all, for the most part, remember the trade. We remember the trade happening. Maybe some people don't remember what was exactly put in that trade. I mean, mainly, the Texans got 3 first, along with some other good picks, too. The Browns got Deshaun. Right, they dumped off his salary cap. Deshaun signed a massive deal over there in Cleveland. 5 years, $230 million. Wait for it. Fully guaranteed. It is a $230 million fully guaranteed contract for 5 years when it was signed back in 2022. So this is his last year of the deal, if I'm not mistaken. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That is correct. Last year of his contract. Oh, by the way, with a $45 million signing bonus? Sure. Why not? Why not throw a couple $100 million more in there? Why not? Why they stop at 230? Come on now. This is supposed to be not only a franchise-changing player, but continuing to be a league-changing player. Right? The Browns finally thought they had their guy. Even though their guy was theoretically in the building in Baker Mayfield, but who needed a fresh restart, who needed to go to the Rams, and then to go over to Tampa Bay to become the guy he always wanted to be. Right? Isn't that how it always works for Cleveland? Thinking they're doing the right thing when it's just seemingly over the past 2 decades, not the right thing. It's just not. Especially in more specifically talking about the quarterback position. He was suspended 11 games in 2022, cost him about $345,000. Who cares about that money? That's literally pocket change for him. The contract's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, 5 years, $230 million. He's in his last year of his deal, getting paid a lot of money to be a Cleveland Brown and to not play in essentially any games in the several years he's been there. Let's keep going here. Let's go back to Houston in 2020. So Deshaun Watson in 2021 did not play football. The allegations, the off-field stuff, with the massage stuff that you all know about for sure, came out in 2021, right? So I believe it was like March of 2021 is when that came out, if I'm not mistaken. And he did not play a snap that year. One, he requested a trade from the Houston Texans during the 2021 season or before it. The Texans did not play him. He had all the lawsuits. He did not play any football in the 2021 season. So in 2020, Deshaun's last season with Houston, when he played football for Houston, I should say, he threw for 4,823 yards in the 2020 season alone. Obviously sat out all of 2021. As a Brown, across 4 seasons, he has thrown for 3,365 yards. So in 2020 with Houston, he threw for 4,823 yards. Within all 4 seasons as a Brown, all 4 combined, he's thrown for 3,365 yards. About 1,500 less than 1 year with the Houston Texans in 2020. He's also thrown for 19 touchdowns and 12 picks in 4 years. 4 years. $230 million guaranteed contract. He has started 19 games for Cleveland in 4 seasons since 2022. 19 games for Cleveland since signing with him. Includes a suspension in there. 2025, we all know. He was injured, of course. 19 games he started over a 4-year span. 2022, 23, 24, 25. 19 starts. He has a 9-10 record in that time frame. That is 28% availability for starting, I should say, and roughly $12 million in cash per start. I need to re-emphasize this because this is absolutely insane. Deshaun Watson has started 19 games in a Cleveland Browns uniform. That's it, in 4 seasons. That theoretically means it doesn't exactly work like this, but he's getting paid, or he has, $12 million a game is what he's made. $12 million. Let's keep moving. Let's talk about the press conference. So I bring that all up. Why? Why are we talking about Deshaun Watson in the big old 2026? Well, of course, he was named a starter by Todd Monken. Great. Even after what we're about to talk about, the press conference happened Saturday. The press conference, I believe. Was it Saturday? Yes. Saturday, August 22nd. Deshaun Watson at the mic, at the podium, decides to very much talk about his personal feelings, about his own gameplay, about the fans in Cleveland, how he feels he's being disrespected. Let's dive into some of the main quotes. After this happens, though, Todd Monken still names him quarterback. I'll give you my final thoughts on that at the end of this little Deshaun segment. Saturday, August 22nd. Deshaun Watson was booed in his own stadium, of course, in week 2 of the preseason, right? He was asked about the booing in his own stadium. He said, quote, "It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So that's a disrespectful thing." Okay. Let's just keep moving. He was then asked, quote, by a Browns reporter, "Don't you think that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?" Very valid question, by the way. Great question. Don't quite know who said it, but shout out to you, Browns reporter. Quote from Deshaun in his answer. "Last time I was on this field, I tore my Achilles, and that same fan base cheered when I got hurt. So, what does that have to do with anything about performance?" Next quote. A few minutes later, he was asked if that made him regret going to Cleveland. All the boos, of course, getting booed, hearing the cheers when he tore his Achilles. Deshaun tore his Achilles in October of 2024 during that season. During re-ruptured it in January of 2025. So, tore his Achilles October 2024, was rehabbing it. 2025, re-ruptured it, didn't play at all in 2025. Right? And he said, quote, he got booed, I tore my Achilles, and that same fan base cheered when I got hurt. After this, he was asked if that made him regret going to Cleveland. Quite honestly, another valid question. Quote from Deshaun Watson here. "I don't regret anything in my life." All right, then. Okay, Deshaun. Fair enough, I guess. He then goes on to quote, this is Deshaun speaking yet again, quote, "It's a mental battle every day." And another small snippet here from the rest of the interview. "I get more love on road games than I do home games." Quote from Deshaun Watson's presser on Saturday. "I get more love on road games than I do home games." Deshaun, respectfully, you know why you get more love on road games than you do home games? Because the road fans who are in their own building cheering against you get to cheer when you throw interceptions. They love seeing you walk in your building because they know you're about to gift them maybe a free turnover, maybe stand there in the pocket too long, maybe overthrow a receiver. Away fans show you more love because they know they're about to beat you. They're about to beat you. If you're on that field playing for the Cleveland Browns. Fact. That is a fact. That's why they show you more love, Deshaun. Because those fan bases know, oh, I got Deshaun Watson's Browns in the building. Game over. They're not worried. That's why they show you more love, Deshaun. That's why they show you more love. So that's all quotes from a Saturday press conference. Quite honestly, my overall opinion is that this is sad. Like, all of this is very sad. It's sad for Browns fans and quite honestly very annoying, of course. It's sad for Browns fans. It's sad for Deshaun Watson just with everything that's transpired. It's just sad all over. It's sad. I mean, not sad in terms of I necessarily feel bad for the guy. It's just sad situation. Like, I really just feel for Browns fans. What has transpired for Browns fans to have to go through with this? Or just go through this, I should say. It's been so long since the Browns were literally competent. They made the playoffs just a few years ago. I get it. With Joe Flacco at the helm, I get it. When was the last time you could confidently say, I think the Browns might be contenders? I don't know if it's been in my lifetime. I don't think it has been. And I'm 23 damn years old. It's just sad, right? So I say it's sad because I feel for Browns fans. And Deshaun Watson, here's the thing. He's not lying. Like, some of this, there is truth in some of the things he's saying. Quote, last time when I was on this field, I tore my Achilles and that same fan base cheered when I got hurt. I mean, I don't necessarily know if they like full on cheered, but I'm sure there's some definitely people cheering in the crowd or cheering at home that they don't have to watch Deshaun Watson play football for the rest of that season or the next season, 24 and 25, right? So he's not necessarily wrong, like, about that aspect of it, right? They did cheer when he got hurt, and quote, I get more love on road games than I do home games. We just discussed that. We know why, because the away fans know, or the home fans, the away fans to you, Deshaun, know you're about to gift them a big old Subway ham and cheese sandwich, 12-inch foot long, whatever you want to call it, on Italian bread, cheddar cheese on there, a little bit of mayo. You're gifting it to them. There is truth in some of those statements. The thing where Deshaun Watson is wrong is the main point, right? The main point being your production / availability has caused the booing, and you are not taking accountability for that. He says at the start, it has nothing to do about the performance. That's where Deshaun Watson's wrong. That's where Deshaun's wrong. Of course it has to do with the performance. It has actually, quite honestly, Deshaun, everything to do with performance. All of it. When do you get booed? When do fans get booed? Excuse me. When do fans boo you? When do fans feel the need to boo an athlete? Rarely is there an occasion, rarely, where it doesn't have to do with performance. Rarely. You see it across all sports. Football being a main one. Basketball rarely. Baseball happens honestly quite often. Athletes get booed when they do not perform up to standard. Your standard has been set very high from you, from the Browns, from you asking for a trade for how you performed in Houston, and you have underdelivered in every single aspect of it. All of it. Production, when you have had those 19 starts, has been very poor and very lackluster. You're 9-10 as a starter with the Cleveland Browns. Your availability goes into the fact that your, quote, performance doesn't matter here. Availability, sometimes the best ability is availability. So that goes into your performance. So not only when you're on the field are you underperforming drastically, most of the time you're not even on the goddamn field and they're paying you so much money. So yeah, it has everything to do with performance. All of it does with performance. These fans would not boo you if your performance was up to standard. And that standard was what you set in Houston, how much money you signed for, right? That is the standard. That is your standard performance because of how much you're getting paid, because of the old Deshaun Watson you used to be, pre-injuries, pre-Browns. This has everything to do with performance. And so that is where Deshaun Watson is so wrong. It's so wrong on so many levels here. It, quote, it has nothing to do with performance. Absolute BS. It has everything to do with performance, everything to do with production, everything to do with availability, because they all tie in together. And you don't take any accountability for that. That first quote says it all. You take no accountability for your lack of performance. Oh, but I've been hurt. Oh, I've been this. Oh, I've been suspended. Oh, we don't root for injuries here. We don't control injuries. Injuries are the absolute worst. I would never wish injuries on a player ever, ever, ever. At the same time, injuries go into your availability, which goes into what? Your production, which ties in with your performance, right? Injuries tie into your performance. It all coincides. It all ties together. Wild. I've not seen a press conference like this in quite some time. I don't remember a press conference being this notable in years. Years. Retirement press conferences included. Andrew Luck is right there with it. I mean, this is... And then for Monken to come out and name him the starter, it's just crazy. It's crazy, people. I mean, Deshaun Watson flat out should not be the starter for this organization. Should not be. Todd Monken earlier in the year, Andrew Berry had some very choice words to say about the whole situation. It's just an absolute disaster. Deshaun Watson, good luck, Cleveland. I'm sorry, Cleveland. You deserve better than this. You deserve better. And we deserve to move on from this situation and this topic. So let's do it. Let's keep moving. All right, let's get to some more fun stuff here. We have our mock 12. We are mocking how a 12-person PPR fantasy league first round should go. So I'm going to give you my 1 through 12. I'm going to tell you why and who and how and when, all of it, why it should be this 1 through 12, why these players should go in this exact order in the first round of a 12-man fantasy draft. You ready? Let's do it. We got to start with number 1. You know, usually you like to start with go to 12 and then work your way down to 1. No, we got to start with 1 because we're going in order here. I have a clear-cut 1-1 this year in fantasy in 2026. I don't know about you. I've heard a lot of talk about it being 50-50 between Gibbs and Bijan. I have a clear-cut 1-1. To me, it's not really that close. Some people would make the argument to choose the other one. Some people would make the argument that it's very close. To me, it's not that close. There's a clear 1-1 here in the Swank Tank in 2026 in fantasy. Jahmyr Gibbs is my clear 1-1 fantasy pick. If you have the first overall pick, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is an absolute no-brainer. I understand Bijan's there. Gibbs, to me, clear-cut, number 1 overall pick. Improved offensive line with Blake Miller. I don't like Juice Scruggs being in the center position, or starting center position, I should say, over there in Detroit. But this offensive line is obviously very talented, and I think it should be a very strong unit overall. You add in Blake Miller. You obviously have Penei Sewell. It's a strong unit. It got stronger. I don't love Juice Scruggs there in the middle, but it did get stronger. You actually have an offensive coordinator this year in Drew Petzing. Look, Drew Petzing doesn't even have to be that great. He's got weapons galore with Goff, St. Brown, Williams, Laporta, Gibbs. It's an unbelievably loaded offense over there in Detroit, like it has been for a few years now. Drew Petzing comes in as offensive coordinator from the Arizona Cardinals, and I love that move because we've talked a lot about on the show. Dan Campbell no longer has to call the plays. Dan Campbell never should have been calling the plays. He is an unbelievable head coach, leader of men, big picture type of coach. He is a great head coach. That doesn't mean he's a great play caller. He shouldn't be calling the plays. He did it all last season. He should not have been doing that. Bringing in Drew Petzing is a really big deal here. Alongside that, there's no more David Montgomery. Isaiah Pacheco sadly got hurt in training camp. The backfield is clear as day behind Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, his volume alone will just be unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I like the Drew Petzing offense here to hopefully provide some more space for him. I just love all of it. Right, so new play caller and an actual play caller rather than being Dan Campbell. Improved offensive line with Blake Miller there. Don't love Juice Scruggs in the middle, but that's okay. No more Dave Montgomery. No more Sonic and Knuckles. I mean, it just provides him with unlimited value, unlimited touches, unlimited volume. That's Jahmyr Gibbs in 2026. So to me, if you're not picking Jahmyr Gibbs 1-1, I don't know what you're doing, quite honestly. That's what I think. Number 2. Clear number 2 to me. So we had a clear number 1. This is a very clear number 2. And there's a gap between number 2 and 3. Bijan Robinson. Clear number 2. I mean, the main reason I'm worried about Bijan, or I should say, main reason I did not put him number 1 overall, outside of the reasons I love Gibbs I just gave you, is the fact that the passing game in Atlanta is going to be atrocious. Still have yet to name their starting quarterback. Will it be Michael Penix? Will it be Tua Tagovailoa? Tua is starting in their Week 3 preseason game, their final preseason game. Who the hell is going to be the starter? We don't even know. At the same time, whichever one it is, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. The box should be loaded with minimum 7 players at all times if you're playing Atlanta, with either of these two guys at quarterback. Minimum 7 players. So seeing how the passing game to me is going to be, or predicting it to be very rough, and I think a lot of people will also second that, hurts Bijan's stock because I think they're going to stack the box greatly. The opposing defenses will. New offensive coordinator in year 1, Tom Reese coming over from the Cleveland Browns, I believe. New OC in year 1 with this organization. A passing offense that has no quarterback whatsoever. Those are my 2 main downfalls for Bijan. Outside of that, he's going to have an absolutely phenomenal year. I'm so excited for him. Such a great guy. Had a chance to meet him several times when I went to UT. Talked with him a few times, quite honestly. Such a great human being. Amazing football player. Just wish him the absolute best. He's the clear-cut number 2 overall pick for me. Easy. He is explosive. He's dynamic. He's a great pass catcher at the same time. He's just a beast. Bijan the Beast. And to me, he's the clear 1-2. First round pick, 2nd overall. Easy. Number 3. There's also a clear number 3 to me as well. I don't want to spend too much time here on this guy because, he's the clear cut number 3 to me. Let's go Jamar Chase at number 3. So with a healthy Burrow back there, you know what Chase can do. Quite honestly, even without a healthy Burrow back there, you know what Chase can do. You saw it last year. His volume is unbelievable. With Burrow or without Burrow, his volume is essentially unchanged over the past, really since he came into the league. If you look into the stats behind it, his volume really doesn't change. It's just touchdown numbers that change drastically without Burrow and with Burrow. We have a healthy Joe Burrow right now. Keywords right now. I hope he stays healthy for forever. I hope Chase stays healthy for forever. I hope Higgins stays healthy for forever. Jamar Chase is the clear number 3. The volume is unbelievably there no matter what. You have a healthy Joe Burrow. The offensive line has retained essentially everybody from 2025. The volume is nuts. The TD should be way back up with Joe Burrow in the lineup. What's not to love here? I think Jamar Chase is the clear number 3 overall, right? Clear 3rd overall pick in these fantasy drafts. I think a lot of people agree with that one. Number 4. This is where things get a little bit interesting for me over here at the Swank Tank. Number 4. I'm going Christian McCaffrey, 4th overall. Some people are not going to like that, and that's going to be the big one where they're like, whoa. Look, that's okay. McCaffrey should be absolutely first round. He should absolutely be top 8. I'm putting him at 4. I always value running backs more than wide receivers. Always. That's been my philosophy. I continue to carry that through my leagues in 2026 and on the show. I always value the running back in fantasy more than the wide receiver. I think a lot of people do as well. McCaffrey last season was RB1. McCaffrey had the most fantasy points of any running back last season. RB1. We talked about it on the show. We predicted McCaffrey to be the absolute stud and star he was always going to be. And so if you were passing on him in the first round due to injury concerns, somewhat valid. But we very much knew, at least here on the show, we expected McCaffrey to go off last year and be who he's always been when healthy. He did just that. He did that. He had the most fantasy points of any running back last season. McCaffrey did. He deserves the number four spot for me. I mean, the offense is running it back. You got Purdy. You got Kittle back from injury. You still got Shanahan. You got Mike Evans now back into the offense. He needs to stay healthy to help that passing game stay explosive and expand out the field and expand out the offense. McCaffrey fourth overall. If you wanted to put him third, wouldn't hit that either. McCaffrey comes in at number 4 overall in our first round 12-man mock. Number 5. Let's go Puka here. So most people have Puka at 4. I have Puka at 5. Again, I value the running back more than the wide receiver. Puka was the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy in 2025 PPR formats. This Rams offense did not change. Didn't change. But literally, I don't think really anything changed about it, unless I'm mistaken. Like, Sean McVay is obviously the mastermind behind this offense. He's there. Devontae Adams is there. I mean, Matthew Stafford is there. Kyron Williams is there. Blake Corum is there. I mean, they're just running it back, as they should. This was the best offense in the NFL in 2025. Should absolutely run it back. I don't see why Puka's, fantasy output would really change then, if whatsoever. It's not like they brought in a new wide receiver one, right? Like, Adams can honestly be a wide receiver one in himself, but everything's the same. It's copy-paste, basically. It's basically copy-paste. So I expect Puka Nacua to have yet another big year and another big role in a Sean McVay offense with Matthew Stafford still at the helm. Puka, number 5. Don't think people are going to argue there really at all. The player I would take 6th overall. So we just did 1 through 5. The player I'm taking 6th in a 12-man first-round mock draft. 6th, I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think a lot of people would put Jackson Smith and Jigba right here at 6. I'm going St. Brown over JSN at the 6th overall spot in this draft. So I'm so high on Brown. Just like I'm high on Gibbs, I'm high on Brown. Offensive line should be really solid. Blake Miller, Penei Sewell, we talked about it. Drew Petzing calling plays, like we also talked about. Just the fact this line's offense should be humming. Especially in fantasy purposes. Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown have a great relationship. Amon-Ra last year had the 3rd most wide receiver points last season in PPR formats. Petzing, also the new offensive coordinator yet again, he likes to do under center a lot. What does that do? Not only is it great for Gibbs, but when Goff does drop back to pass, it should be a lot of play action, a lot of RPO. Some different stuff over there in Detroit. And quite honestly, I'm all for it. So I'm big on St. Brown this year. He's also as consistent and productive as can be. Like, he is the solid 17, 16, 18, 19, 14, 20 type of guy, right? Like, he's not going to go out there and get you 6. He may not go out there and get you 50 like some of these other guys, like a JSN could, but his floor is so solid and his ceiling is it's consistent with St. Brown. So if you want more of JSN is super consistent too, like we saw last season, don't get me wrong. JSN's ceiling is probably higher, maybe, on a per-game basis. Consistency-wise, it's Amon-Ra to me. And I think he's in for another huge year. Give me Amon-Ra at 6. 7th overall, the guy we just touched on, let's go JSN. I'm going Jackson Smith and Jigba here, 7th overall. He was the number 2 wide receiver last year in fantasy in 2025 PPR leagues. I'm a little worried about the situation in Seattle. Just a little bit. So I would take Amon-Ra at 6, then JSN at 7. Because not only am I big on the new look Detroit Lions offense, of course, but there's a new offensive coordinator over there in Seattle, and Brian Fleury. He comes over from San Francisco, who's the tight ends coach in San Fran. You're led by McDonald over there in Seattle, who's the defensive-minded guy. So, I mean, this is a lot of pressure put on a first-year offensive coordinator who was the tight ends coach. Wasn't like he was the quarterback's coach who typically gets promoted to an OC. It wasn't like he was the OC already. Brian Fleury comes over, and I like the hire. I'm excited to see what he can do. But there's hesitance there from me for that reason. Alongside that, what does the Seattle running game look like out the gate? Charbonnet will not obviously be ready come week 1. There's no more K9, no more Kenneth Walker there. You draft Jadarian Price with the last pick in the first round. You get some other guys in the backfield as well. Just what does the run game look like? So, new run game, at least for out the gate in week 1, right? With Jadarian Price, he's new. Then you got the new scheme factoring in there with the new OC in Brian Fleury. Like, I'm a little hesitant to just jump right in on the Seattle Seahawks offense. It's ungodly talented. JSN is an unbelievable player. That's why I have him going 7th overall. That's my reason, though, why I have Amon-Ra St. Brown at 6, JSN at 7. So, JSN comes in 7th overall, 12-man mock PPR. Number 8. Let's go with my boy. And this player here kind of had a down 2025 to his standards. He only had 3 touchdowns last season in 2025. I'm expecting a big bounce back year from this player. It is the one, the only CeeDee Lamb. Let's go CeeDee Lamb here, 8th overall in this, how I think the 12-man mock should go. He's an absolute beast. And with a lot of these teams, the Cowboys are running back the same exact offense. Shoddy at the helm, Dak, Ferguson, obviously George Pickens along the outside, Javonte Williams in the backfield. It's the exact same offense. Quite literally. And CeeDee Lamb last season, he only had 3 touchdowns, which was why the fantasy numbers were not quite there for him last year, but he still had over 1,000 yards. The volume is still very much there. Just needs to find some more pay dirt. I'm ready for CeeDee Lamb to go back to 2024 Lamb. He had a few drops last year. He didn't fully seem like himself last season, but the offense is literally running it directly back. It's essentially the exact same. I expect similar production, and I expect higher touchdown numbers from Lamb in 2026. I do. I really do. I have CeeDee Lamb at 8th overall. Coming in at number 9, let's go James Cook here. So James Cook was the number 6 overall running back in PPR standard formats, I believe, in 2025. 6th overall running backs. The Joe Brady offense. So nothing's changing there, right? Joe Brady was the offensive coordinator last year under McDermott as head coach. McDermott is now gone. Joe Brady becomes the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Same offense, same system. You saw what James Cook did last year. He led the league in rushing yards. Led the league in rushing yards. I expect similar numbers from him yet again. The volume will be unbelievable. The volume for James Cook in 2026 will be just like it was in 2025. No doubt. No doubt. The main limiting factor with James Cook is the fact that Josh Allen likes to use his legs so much. Josh Allen likes to take in 4-yard QB sneaks for the touchdown or take the keeper out to the sideline for the touchdown. That's what James Cook's limiting factor is. If this was less of a limiting factor, James Cook would be a top 6 pick. I have him here at 9 because the volume is crazy. Crazy. Alongside that, they have a very tough start to the year. They opened the season at Houston, which is one of the best rushing defenses in the NFL. I believe they play the Rams in that time, maybe Seattle. Like they have a tough running game start to the year in terms of the opposing defenses in 2026. So that factors into fantasy here just a little bit as well. I'd like to just see him getting a little bit more involved in the passing game. So if he's going to be limited in the rushing game, because Josh Allen takes away probably 20% of his rushing touchdowns, I'd like to see Cook get a little bit more involved in the passing game. Only had 2 receiving touchdowns last season for the Buffalo Bills, James Cook did, so would like to see him get a bit more involved. You bring in DJ Moore. You got Shakir there. Obviously, you got a kind of loaded tight end room, loaded in their standards tight end room with Knox and Kincaid. The ball can only go so many places, right? I would like to see Cook get a little bit more involved in the passing game. Find the end zone maybe a little bit more. That would help him out. I have him at 9. Number 10. I'm ready for, and this guy by no means had a down year in 2025. But of course, he did not replicate what he did in 2024. And that was known that was going to happen. This is very valid. 10th overall. Again, this is very different than people have been saying or picking or believing. 10 overall, 10th. I'm going Barkley. Barkley was the number 14 running back last season in terms of fantasy production, or fantasy points, I should say, in PPR formats in 2025. But at the same time, he's also out of that Kevin Patullo offense. Kevin Patullo's offense last season was an absolute disgrace. I mean, I was just confused watching the Philadelphia Eagles on the offensive side of the football in 2025, as everybody was. Jalen Hurts regressed last year. The entire offense regressed last year in a big-time way. That's why A.J. Brown is essentially no longer a Philadelphia Eagle. He's now a New England Patriot. The Kevin Patullo offense is gone. It's done. And yet, here we go yet again. Jalen Hurts has a new OC. Saquon Barkley has a new OC to deal with. But that needed to happen. That needed to happen. No more Kevin Patullo. Barkley last season, only 9 total touchdowns. But with A.J. Brown gone, an aging Goddard, and a 33-year-old offensive coordinator, who do you think Sean Mannion trusts out the gate? You have a young first-time OC in Sean Mannion. You have an aging Dallas Goedert in your tight end room. He's still good. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. He's a touchdown machine, Dallas Goedert is. I've heard Eli Stowers has been, quote, unplayable. I have no idea how true that is. You have a rookie in Mekhi Lemon. You have an absolute dog in Devontae Smith. Don't get me wrong there. But a young offensive coordinator in his first year with the team, with a running back like Barkley, what do you think his bread and butter is going to be? To help that new Philadelphia Eagles 2026 offense get established? What do you think it's going to be? Here you go, Barkley. Here you go, Barkley. Here you go, Barkley. Let's get Hurts settled. Here you go, Barkley. Here you go, Barkley. Here you go, Barkley. I fully expect Saquon to be in the top 5 for fantasy production for running backs this year. Offensive line's still pretty good. Some people are getting old, but it's still pretty good. I can't wait to see Barkley play this year. I can't wait. He's 10. Number 11. The player I would take 11th overall. Again, in a 12-man first-round mock draft. PPR. 11th overall. I'm taking Amarian Hampton. Did Swank just say Amarian Hampton? I did. I did say Amarian Hampton. 11th overall. I did just say that. Here we go. I'm so high on Hampton this year. I'm so high on Hampton this year. I think Amarian Hampton could be top 3, top 4 in fantasy running back production in 2026. Here's why. Number 1, Mike McDaniel. You saw the Mike McDaniel offense in Miami. You saw Devon Achane explode with it, become one of the top backs in the league. Mike McDaniel's now the offensive coordinator for the Raiders. I don't know how I just said Raiders. Mike McDaniel's now the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Unbelievably high on that move. Love it. You see what he did with Devon Achane. I really think that can transpire over to the Chargers. Alongside that, Chargers' offensive line is back. They just lost Biadiz. So sad. So sad. Biadiz. I've heard it pronounced multiple ways. I like to say Biadiz. Biadiz out for the season. Was supposed to be their new starting center. Jake Slaughter now is probably going to take over that role. Their second-round pick from Florida, the rookie. Tough blow there, but you still have Slater. The offensive line should still be top 10. Should be top 10. That provides a lot of wealth here as well, and a lot of encouragement here to take Hampton 11th overall. Love McDaniel. Love the offensive line. I mean, Hampton is a bell cow 4-down back. He can catch it out of the backfield super well. He's quick. He's agile. He's athletic. Great feet. Super young. Missed some time last year as a rookie, but still super, super young, of course. Worked with some injuries last year. I'm so high on this kid. I mean, his ceiling is unbelievable this year. And I think they're really going to need him. They're going to really need him. Because that wide receiver room is good with Ladd and Quentin Johnson and Trey Harris and Gadsden and Njoku. But it doesn't obviously have a clear-cut, bona fide wide receiver 1 target. No, it doesn't. I think Hampton gets involved in the passing game alongside minimum 15, 18 carries a game, along with the passing game being involved. I'm so big on Hampton. I'm unbelievably big on Hampton for all those reasons. I love it. I can't wait to see it. Number 12. Let's go Jonathan Taylor here. I almost put Justin Jefferson. I'm worried about the competing wide receiver room, TJ Hawkinson being healthy, and the quarterback situation over there. Worried about that. Along with that running game not being able to get going, I think they're going to stack the box probably against Minnesota, quite honestly, because I don't believe in their backfield. Jonathan Taylor, 12th overall. So you close out the first round with Jonathan Taylor at 12. Pure bell cow back here. Jonathan Taylor was an absolute menace last season. I mean, I believe he had 18 touchdowns on the ground. Yeah, I believe that's right. I think something like that. Something crazy. I'm just really low on the Colts in 2026. I don't like Daniel Jones in 2026 coming off the Achilles tear. Alec Pierce is, to me, not healthy yet whatsoever. Josh Downs, I don't think, is ready to do the wide receiver 1 role, or wide receiver 2 role, I should say. You got Keenan Allen there. You got Tyler Warren there. Look, there's weapons there on that offense. Offensive lines, few pieces got shaken around. Braden Smith to Houston. He got hurt the other day. Terrible. I'm just low on the Colts. I'm low on Shane Steichen overall. But Jim Bob Cooter remains to be the offensive coordinator there, and you know he freaking loves his JT. He loves it. I'm just low on the Colts. I think the Colts are going to be trailing a lot of the time of this season. More passes, less volume for JT. So I have him at 12. Not at 8 or 7 where most people have him. I have him at 12 because Jim Bob Cooter loves him some Jonathan Taylor. Loves him. Pure volume guy, pure touchdown machine guy. Jonathan Taylor wraps up our 12-man first round mock draft. All right, let's wrap up the show with some major storylines coming out of training, or not training camp, I should say, out of preseason, but the practices within preseason. Number 1, Kayshon Boutte is a Houston Texan. Boutte traded to the Texans for safety Jalen Reed in a 2028 7th round pick. This trade is an absolute win-win. Absolute win-win. Jalen Reed, second-year player out of Penn State, only played in a handful of games last season due to injury. When he was out there, though, on the field, he was a playmaker. A very young, speedy safety back there. Has a lot of talent. And in New England, they're looking to get younger at the safety position. I mean, you have Kevin Byard, who probably's got a year or two left in the tank max. And you got Craig Woodson. Those are your 2 starters. There's some other depth pieces over there. Jalen Reed, I mean, I feel like they think Jalen Reed in a year or 2 could be a starter for the New England Patriots. And you saw flashes of that last year in Houston when he was on the field and healthy. Boutte coming to Houston, absolute win as well. Obviously, Higgins goes down, torn ACL, out for the season. Just terrible. Jaden Higgins was in for such a big year, too. Just terrible news. Torn ACL. So the Texans, they felt they needed to go get somebody. They did need to go get somebody. Tank Dell's not fully healthy yet. He's healthy but not healthy. They're hesitant to bring him back in. You needed to go get a guy. And the Houston Texans just did that in grabbing Kayshon Boutte. Boutte last year, 551 yards and 6 touchdowns, including an amazing playoff catch against Houston in New England. Boutte was also 5th in yards per catch last year in the NFL. 5th. So he didn't have too many catches, but when he caught the ball, it was a deep threat. He was explosive. The Texans are looking for an explosive piece. Tank Dell, they can't trust Tank Dell quite yet to be that explosive, speedy guy, down the field threat. Nico Collins is the do-it-all guy. But if you only got one competent at the exact moment and very talented, as you know, receiver, Nico Collins cannot be as explosive. So this frees up Nico to kind of do everything under the sun in terms of like route running and how he wants to be used. He doesn't have to be the pure downfield threat type of guy. Boutte is explosive. That's what he brings to the Texans. 5th in yards per catch last year in the NFL. Boutte was. So he brings the downfield explosive threat that Tank Dell was supposed to be. We just haven't seen it yet because he hasn't been able to get it back on the field yet. He's close, but he's not there yet. So really great move for the Texans. Frees up Nico Collins in a big way. Provides explosiveness down the field. For the Patriots, they get younger at a somewhat aging safety room. It's a win-win. It's an absolute win-win for both these teams. Next big story here. The Commanders and the Ravens had a joint practice on Wednesday. I saw a bunch of news floating around Twitter, Instagram, social media, saying that the Commanders' offense was like one of the worst practices some reporters have ever seen. Ever. They said the offensive line could not hold up at all. Nothing was going well. The Ravens were getting after him in every which way, apparently. I believe it was the Ravens, if I'm not mistaken. Are you worried about the Commanders' offense in 2026? Are you worried about the offensive line with no Laremy Tunsil? Allegretti has been out too with, I believe, a calf strain. So let me state that Allegretti was not practicing or in this joint practice. Tunsil's obviously out for a long period of time, and Cosme was also not in this joint practice as well. I mean, he's not really dinged up; he's fine. But Allegretti is still coming back from injury and no Tunsil. So let me ask: are you worried about the Commanders' offense in 2026? Quite honestly, I am. I don't want to overreact to anything in training camp or preseason, but the Tunsil loss is big. Very big. That running back room is the worst in the NFL. It's close to the Vikings, but worst in the NFL. You have McLaurin. You got Diggs. You got Chigakonkwo. Who is scared of that offense? I'm not scared of that offense at all. I don't think really anybody should be. Jaden Daniels, unbelievable talent when he's on the field. Unbelievable. He's a great player. He's dynamic, twitchy. He's quick. I'm scared of Jaden Daniels when he's healthy. Am I scared of anything else really the Commanders have this year? No. I love Scary Terry. I've been on the Scary Terry train for years. I think he's an underrated player in this league. Are you worried about the Commanders' offense if your team is playing against them? I don't think you are. That running back room with Bill Krosky-Merritt and Rashad White, worst running back room in the league. It is. It is dead last. Dead last. Offensive line already having issues. Young, first-year offensive coordinator, and David Blau. I'm worried about the Commanders. I'm just going to say that for now. And next week when we do our full predictions, I probably will not be mentioning the Commanders in any of them in terms of making the playoffs or sniffing it. I'm very low on the Commanders, and I'm worried about them. Number 3, the NFL. Some more NFL rivalry jerseys dropped. We had the NFC North and the AFC South. Some of these were just, ugly. Some of these were like, wow. Unbiasedly, the Texans rivalry jersey, unbelievable. It is so good. It's so good. It pays so much like of a tribute to Houston. You got the old street tiles in the core of Houston being used as the font and all around the jersey, and that color is amazing. You have the Be Someone sign in Houston near downtown. You just got it all. You got it all. It's just great. Oh my God, the jersey is fantastic. Amazing. I like the Bears ones. The Jaguars one, they got the teal helmets. I love the jerseys. I feel like the teal helmet and the black pants needs to switch. I think the helmet should be black and the pants should be teal. Packers one is fine. Colts one is meh. It's like dark gray, almost black with dark gray in the blue. Kind of looks like the Bills' new one, quite honestly. The Lions looks like almost the exact same. Kind of looks like the Panthers, low-key. Texans, clear best one here. Like the Jags jerseys. Like the Bears. The Bears colors are just great. The blue and the orange, they just pop. They pop. Love having some new jerseys. I do think we're getting to a point where I'm seeing too many jerseys a little bit. But these rivalry jerseys, a decent amount of them were great. The Texans one was phenomenal. Lastly, we'll wrap up the show with this. A quick moment of silence. The Pro Bowl is dead. RIP to the Pro Bowl. There will no longer be a Pro Bowl starting in 2026 and moving forward. No Pro Bowl games, no literal Pro Bowl game, none of it. It's all gone, people. We used to have it all. We used to have J.J. Watt going for sacks. We used to have so many great memories from the Pro Bowl. Gone too soon. Sean Taylor. It's all gone too soon. RIP the Pro Bowl and the Pro Bowl games, even though nobody misses the Pro Bowl games or will miss the Pro Bowl games. Nobody's going to miss that. There is no more Pro Bowl. You can be elected to the Pro Bowl as a Pro Bowl player in terms of honorary status. There's no more games. No more Pro Bowl. RIP. Sad. Needed to happen. Quite honestly. We got Shedeur Sanders and Tyler Huntley making it to the Pro Bowl as of late. Needed to happen. So they're bringing back the honor of the Pro Bowl, right, to respect it. It's not like, you go 4 quarterbacks down just to fill bodies in these games and stuff. No. You're Pro Bowler, you're Pro Bowler. It doesn't require you to do anything else, which is how it should be. It's sad that it's come to this, but it's how it should be now in 2026. It's the way of the water. And that is our episode, people. Thank you so much for tuning in if you made it all the way. Appreciate you guys so much. Next week, Thursday morning, September 30, you do not want to miss it. Our full 2026 prediction episode. I'm giving you my 1 through 7 seeds in the NFC, my 1 through 7 seeds in the AFC, my Super Bowl winner, how the playoffs will play out, all of that and more. MVP. Don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss next week's episode. Stay tapped in on the socials. Appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Season's right around the corner.